Today we're tying the Lumi Fly for seatrout. Lumi Fly is a very good fly because it's got black. All good sewin flies have black, and the luminous tape absorbs light and re-emits it like a little beacon saying, "Come and get me." Okay, I run through the materials. We're using black thread on my trusty right bobbin. Love this bobbin. It has an adjustable tension, this wheel here, so you can have it as tight or as free running as you like. And it's also got a ceramic tip because modern threads can be very, very abrasive. So this gives the bobbin a long lifespan. Now this is for sale on my website, smflyman.co.uk. Now for ribbing the fly, we're going to be using Danvilles fine gold wire. Love this wire, it's lovely and bright, but strong. Its role in this pattern is absolutely vital because it's going to protect the Lumi tape from those voracious sewin teeth. Now this is the luminous tape. I've cut it ready into strips. Later on, you will need to taper one end for tying in. You cut it with a Stanley knife on a piece of wood with a metal edge, and whatever you do, keep your fingertips back away from the metal edge. Now all good sewin flies have some black in them. The Lumi Fly is no exception. This is black squirrel. I love this material. It's good solid black. It's got lots of movement. Makes a superb wing. The hook we're using today is a Kamasan B180 low water salmon fly. Good strong hook, sharp, dependable. Now my vise of choice is the Danvilles. This is the best value rotating vise on the market. And when I say rotating, I mean truly rotating. You look at the point of the jaws, they remain in the same place. So one of the styles that you can employ with this vise is that you can actually hold the material you're winding, and you can wind the hook instead of winding the material. It's only possible because this is a true rotating vise. It's the best value rotating vise on the market, and for sale at probably the best price anywhere around at smflyman.co.uk. Now if you don't want it to rotate, you can lock it off and have it good and steady. Now essential to all fly tying is a good pair of sharp scissors. Short points, meeting perfectly. With a range of scissors at smflyman.co.uk. Okay, let's get to it. First we secure the hook in the vise, tighten up the jaws halfway. Danvilles has an extremely strong grip on its hooks. We've got the black thread on the right bobbin as I showed you earlier. Great bobbin that. With a ceramic tip. Again, as I showed you earlier, this is what prolongs the life of the bobbin. Stops those modern threads from wearing it away. We're going to catch the silk in at the eye of the hook. And we're going to wind in touching turns down toward the bend. Touching turns are very important for the neatness of the fly dressing to come. If you have any lumps and bumps at this stage, they'll only get magnified as you go through the dressing. We're aiming for a point just about opposite the point of the hook. That's about the right distance. Take our nice sharp scissors. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Sharp scissors, absolutely invaluable. We sell a wide range at smflyman.co.uk. Now we turn to my favourite wire, which is the Danvilles Fine Gold, as I showed you earlier. This stuff is really important. It's going to protect the Lumi tape body of the fly. So we take the length of the wire and we tie it in. Now, you might be thinking that this is all fairly standard, but I'm going to use this ribbing wire in a way that I've not seen people use before. It's actually going to be part of the tying in process as well as providing the ribbing. Again, we're making touching turns as we wind back toward the eye, keeping things nice and level for the body to come. Now we've got our Lumi tape. As I said earlier, it's been cut to width, but now you taper the point. Taper the point so that you can tie it in easily. A few turns to bind it down. And then we wind the Lumi tape, again in touching turns. This material is self-adhesive, but once it gets into the water, that adhesion is lost. So we're taking our touching turns down the shank. Now there's no thread down that end anymore, so you might be wondering, oh, how's that going to be held in place? And that'll be where the ribbing comes in. Okay, so we've made our body of touching turns. And now comes the ribbing. One, and then a second turn. And that Lumi body is going nowhere. One more turn for luck. I also think that extra little flash of gold at the back is quite attractive. And we're going to take the ribbing wire now, as usual, in open, even turns, up the body to provide some protection for this Lumi tape. Lumi tape is quite a soft material, and without this ribbing it would be shredded by seatrout in no time at all. Hopefully. Anyway, here we are, getting to the front of the hook, tying off the wire. Now you can break the wire off. Now we just snip off at an angle the Lumi tape. We've got ourselves a nice level body. Now we take the final material, which is trusty black squirrel. All good seatrout flies have some black in them. This is very mobile material, as I showed you earlier, and we're selecting just enough material for the wing. That was a bit too much, and that looks much better. So we cut off the bunch and we off it up to the hook. Now we're looking for any short fibers. We can pull those out, and then we're looking at the length of the fibers. We do want a bit of an overlap just past the bend of the hook. Then we make some loose turns to hold the hair in place. A few more turns just to consolidate. And now comes an extremely important technique. If you want any hair wing of yours to be long-lived, And you need to take locking turns around the hair itself. Only the hair. 2 locking turns. And then, as you can see, that kicks the wing up nice and high. Some people actually like to leave it like this to give the fly even more life. I think it looks a bit too high. So I'm going to take a couple of setting turns now just to give me a bit of a lower profile. Perhaps one more turn. And that's just about perfect. So we are happy with the wing. Take our trusty sharp scissors. Snip off the waste roots of the hairs. A few more turns now to form the head. And then a whip finish. One final snip of the scissors. And it's done. The Lumi Fly. Absolutely deadly for sewing. You charge it up with a torch and fish it by its own light. It shines so brightly you can see it coming across the river toward you, and when the light goes out, you strike. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tight lines.